Biocon, which recently got the USFDA approval for its biosimilar products, says that it's witnessing a huge potential in the segment. Kiran Mazumdar, the CMD at Biocon, also said that the investments in the space will start reflecting in numbers from FY19. My colleague Rahul Dayama caught up with her for a quick chat. Let's hear out what she had to say.
Well, both these approvals from USFDA are very, very key and critical approvals to establish Biocon's credibility as a serious player in the emerging world of biosimilars. Biosimilar trastuzumab first, and now biosimilar pegfilgrastim. Now, what is important for you to note is both these are first-time approvals. And again, what is important for us to recognize is that there are several other contenders waiting in the queue for getting these approvals. And so far, only Biocon and Mylan have crossed the line, which I think in itself tells you that we have the credibility and the capability to develop high-end biosimilars. The fact that many contenders, including very large organizations and pharma companies, have to go back and tweak their molecule and again come back for approval or tweak their dossiers or whatever it is, tells you that at least we've established ourselves as a credible force.
Got it. Ma'am, market watchers are calling the bet on biosimilars as a call option. The fact that there are a lot of investments that you make, the margins are high, but it's in the long run. So would you call for Biocon at least FY19-20, the fact that the investments that you've made over the last few years will start really paying off now?
We've already shared that information. We've already said that, starting FY19, our biosimilars are going to enter into the US and other regulated markets. And this is happening. As you know, the entry of our pegfilgrastim into the US market is fairly imminent. And, followed by, of course, the biosimilar trastuzumab later on. But I think certainly you are going to see a very, very different set of numbers over the next 5 years.
Ma'am, this curiosity among people also as to why suddenly we are seeing this interest in biosimilars in countries, is this a sign that there's a larger market out there, not only for Biocon, but for the pharma sector really to explore?
I think Mylan and Biocon had seen it a long time ago when we entered into this partnership, that the next bolus of growth is going to emerge from biosimilars. But I think nobody was willing to make the investments that are needed to develop biosimilars because it was an evolving space. There was no clarity on the regulatory path. There were a lot of questions around, extrapolation of data, interchangeability, acceptance of biosimilars in the marketplace, etc., etc. And with so many unanswered questions, I think companies were not willing to make a bet on biosimilars seriously. And I think there were very few companies who were willing to make those kind of investments. Of course, Biocon, Mylan being one of them. Now, what has happened in the last couple of years is that there is more clarity. Europe, of course, was the first of the block. And they basically came out with a regulatory path which was quite clear about what they perceived as an abbreviated path for biosimilars. There was also a great acceptance of biosimilars by the European, markets, which I think was a very positive signal. And then came the US adoption, and of course, the Trump administration has quickly sort of brought a lot of focus on biosimilars because there's a huge focus on, the healthcare costs and how to reduce them. And certainly they believe that biosimilars are a very big contributor to reducing costs of drugs. And with that, I think the fact that USFDA basically came out with, extrapolation of data and interchangeability